It's Tuesday morning, it's -2 at the moment, and that sky is just absolutely amazing. It's nearly another calendar picture, that. If the phone focused better. I've got a few pictures of the digger anyway, looks really good. And then if you look over there, still a full moon. That line there in the cloud. Like all we ever do is move stone and soil around, tidying places up. Sam's back now with another load of lime. Let's hope there's 30 bags on this trailer, because we only got 28 on the first one yesterday. There was a bit of confusion because the driver claims he loaded 30, yet we've clearly counted them on the trailer and on the CCTV that there's only 28. So there's a little bit of discrepancy going on between us and the factory. I don't know why they didn't weigh us in and out to prove it, but hopefully they'll sort it out now we've shown them the pictures. Just up here now, Brookhouse bringing some firelighters and some Hoover bags. Hoover bags sound a thing of the past because everyone has a Dyson, but if you've got a Henry Hoover, which is probably the best Hoovers they make, then if you use a bag, it keeps it clean. The other table that was smaller is now being stained and sanded to match that one now. So, looks pretty good. That obviously slides in to here so that you can fit sort of 20 people around. This one, the boards have warped a little bit there, so I don't know whether we can do anything with them. Maybe screw some steel underneath to square them up, because there's a bit of a lip there now. That's good. My new recycling bins have turned up here. One looks a bit damaged. Hopefully that'll pop out. There we go. I say, you know you're getting old when you get excited about a new recycling bin, but to be fair, when wheelie bins were first thought of and delivered, I think I was about 10 at the time, and I played with it all week because it arrived in the sort of November half term. I think we just finished digging spuds. Just come looking after this wheat after oilseed rape. Looks pretty good. You can see a bit of footpath sprawl. The footpath should be here, but it's moved into the field and a good few metres there. But yeah, it looks okay. Doesn't look too weedy either, to be honest, because the oilseed rape on here was pretty weedy. But I think the pre-emergence has worked. If we look, it's relatively clean. Can't really see any grass weeds, which is good. It's quite like land, this. You can see it's quite sandy because, well, there's the river. There's the fertiliser factory as well. A little bit of smoke. Doesn't look like to be doing too much though. But it doesn't look a bad lot. I'm going to try and get some of that lime on this. If we get another frost tomorrow morning, we'll maybe get on with some of it. Or if we get a dry afternoon, it's not sticky, this ground, because it's sandy if you look. I'll go and have a look at what Barley's like next to. This barley looks pretty well as well. It's nearly touching in the middle now over the rows. There's plenty of ground cover, so we won't get much erosion. And obviously if it covers the ground, it's obviously catching what little sunlight we've got. So it's pretty dormant at the moment because we had minus temperatures, but in the spring I'm hoping this will bounce out the ground. Should be plenty of tillers on it. Doesn't look a bad lot. This was sown very early September. No insecticide either. Nothing's had an insecticide. For those of you that say that if you sow early you get BYDV. No sign of it yet. It's probably a little bit early to see, to be fair, but no sign of any aphids in it either. Looks a good lot, I think. This is a field after potatoes. Anyway, didn't get its pre-emergence spray, so look at all the different weeds within it. And this is also the one where we had the miss with the drill, so we had a 12-metre miss with the drill, so it was patched up. But if you look now, you'll see it started to green up. It's got like little rows in it, but it's nowhere near as good as the rest of the field. because it rained not long afterwards and we've got like a bit of runoff here. So it's only half the crop. Just shows you just drilling early on this kind of ground, and before the bad weather really sets it off to a better start. So you can just see like that's where the mist was to there, and there it's obviously quite wet. I mean, look, it's sinking. Tree blown down over there. So there's a little bit of water lay there, but it's taking it because it's up and away. It can still breathe. In fact, there's a trampoline there. And a pigeon. Yeah, so wet ground, it needs to be up and away. This probably wants a drain put in somewhere. I think there's a ditch over there maybe. Dog barking at me in there. One black dog. Otherwise, on the whole, it doesn't look too bad. While I'm up this way looking at the wheat and the barley, I've just come to look at the oilseed rape. Anyway, it's still here. A little bit pigeon-shoed, but still a big crop, despite hiding the stubble. That's the thing with direct drilling, you're kind of like painting on a already used canvas, and it's only till May and June that the pitch is finished and you don't see the old painting underneath it. So you have to look at what essentially looks to be scruffy crops for the first 6 months of the growing season, maybe the first 8 months. Anyways, really good day, it's still as anything. If you look, if I zoom in to over there, so them hoppers there and silos, that is the lime factory we've been picking the lime up from. It's just the other side of the river. Just looking at the yard now, it didn't stay clean for very long because we've been moving stone from over the road to round the back. Its fur got mucked up. So is the fast track that I expertly cleaned. We've still not took the lights off the wheels as well. Really should set them off. Dump trailer looks relatively clean. It's Merlot service day, so Paul's here, been servicing the Merlots. See if he's finished. Getting there. Pretty much unanimous yesterday that we should do the MB track first. And as for the colours, it was a little bit of a debate on that really. A lot of people did say red, a lot of the younger people said black. I think it should be red, but it's quite funny because it's a bit like roulette, red or black. Anyway, that probably will be done up first, and it'll take up less room in the workshop as well. So I think we need to get it in, get the wheels off, do the wheels first. That'll make it smaller in the workshop. Speak to the MB track man, get the steps, get the bonnet, work on the roof. But if we've got the wheels done first and sort of the chassis underneath, we can put the wheels back on and we can drive it in and out as we're working on it. So if we want to do a little bit of work on it, we'll just drive it round. When we don't, take it back out. Not sorted the steering yet on the Massey, mainly because it's been too cold to work outside on it and I've not had a chance to crawl underneath it. I had a few people come and visit me today about quite important stuff, but I can't tell you about it just yet, but you will in due course. So we'll get on with that, I think, next. That, it's got to be green, hasn't it? I mean, they do look really good when you paint them in like JCB colours or vice versa, but it wants to be as near to original as possible, so I'll have to get some of the parrot muck green paint for it. Yeah, we need to brush the yard and probably the road as well because it's a bit muddy. We've been coming across. That Merlot's still not got the right fittings on. We need to change the fittings so that we can put the bucket brush on it. And the other Merlot is getting its service finished off. So Sam's just took a load of lime to one of the farms where we're going to spread it. So we're going to store it outside there because it's stored outside where we pick it up from. So there's no point in us rushing to put it in the shed here, which we've done with the other 2 loads. We've left it up there, and if it's frosty tomorrow morning, we'll probably spread some of it. So as soon as he gets back, we'll brush this yard up. So what's your name? Where have you come from?
Jay, and I come from Liverpool.
Yeah, and he's been in Alder Hay, treated there, and they sorted him out last year. Anyway, today's birthday bumper is here. So if your name's on there, happy birthday. So I'm just showing him round anyway, and his dad, but I think his dad's more of a fan than his son. Don't know if anyone remembered, but this summer we bailed some little bales because I want to build a new weighbridge hut and office. Well, this has arrived, so it is how to do it. So I'm going to read that over the next few nights, see how easy it's going to be, and then maybe in the spring when it dries a little bit and we're not too busy with field work, we can get on with doing that, and then we've got a bit more office space outside. Also as well, these hats, so they're not the ones with the fluff inside, they're not in stock till next week, but there's about 15 of them going on eBay tonight because that's all I've got left. So if you want them, the link's below. Not done a quiz question for a while. Does anyone know what this white stick's for? It's bigger than me, so it's about 7 foot. Made of fiberglass, and it's not for blind people. So if you think you know, leave a comment below. That's probably about it for today. The nights are definitely drawing out. It's not completely dark yet, and it's gone 5, which is great. A little bit of sunset over there. Nowhere near as good as the sunrise though. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you're a new subscriber, tell me where you're watching from in the comments as well.